On this training mission, we will learn how to taxi and take off with the F-104C mod created by VSN for DCS. It is broadly based on the procedures of the real aircraft, adapted for the DCS sim. This training series is set on the Marianas map, and the approximate mission time is 15 minutes. Press spacebar to begin. Let's contact ATC to get taxi clearance. The radio is already configured from the prior cold start. Press the PTT binding of Radio 1. On the DCS communications menu select F1, request taxi to runway. Press spacebar once ATC gives you clearance to taxi, but take note of the runway assigned. It should be 06L.
Pontiac 1, clear to taxi to runway 6, path 1.
Canopy, locked or full open. During all pre-takeoff operations, the canopy can be either full open or closed and locked. For this training, we will taxi with it open. Press spacebar to continue. Main lights, set to taxi, down, with a right click. External fuel selector, confirm it's set to off, as we will be using internal fuel during the takeoff. Internal fuel quantity indicator, note the quantity of internal fuel, it should be around 5,800 pounds. You need to consume at least 3,500, before being able to switch to external fuel. External fuel quantity indicator, this gauge has two needles, for left and right tanks. The highlighted switch selects indication of either the external wingtip tanks, or the external wing pylon tanks. For this mission, set it to pylon and note the external fuel amount available. On DCS each tank holds around 1,100 pounds. Press spacebar to continue. Nose wheel steering, engage. On the real aircraft, the nose wheel steering button engages or disengages the steering system, while on the sim the steering functions for as long as the begin taxi. Release brakes and throttle up a bit to begin rolling forward. Brakes, check. Press on the wheel brakes to test their effectiveness. Good, release the brakes and resume the taxi. The diagram shows the route to follow towards the assigned runway 06 left. Wait until the Enfield flight has passed by, before continuing your taxi. Continue to taxi and turn right, following the Enfield flight, towards the west. We are approaching taxiway Foxtrot. Follow the yellow taxi line and turn right onto it. Good, this is taxiway Foxtrot. Follow the yellow taxi line and stop just before runway 06 Romeo. Stop just before runway 06 Romeo, look both sides to ensure there is no other traffic, and then cross the runway onto taxiway Foxtrot, following the left yellow taxi line. Good, this is still taxiway Foxtrot. Follow the yellow taxi line and stop just before runway 06 Lima. Stop just before runway 06 Lima to make sure the flight is takeoff. Then contact ATC and take off clearance by pressing the ATT button and check. On the DCS Communications menu select F1, Request Takeoff.
Pontiac 1,
Once
request
ATC gives you
takeoff.
clearance, increase throttle and enter the runway.
Pontiac 1, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.35.
This is runway 06 Lima, align with its center line and bring the aircraft to a full stop. Good, now complete the following checks. Canopy, locked, warning light out, check locks visually. Close the canopy clicking on its lever, the first click closes it, a second click locks it. Speed brakes, closed. Confirm that the speed brakes are closed, by checking its warning lamp. Wing flaps, confirm they are set on their takeoff position, by checking its indicators, they should indicate 1. Press spacebar to continue. Nose wheel centered, check. Confirm that you have centered the nose wheel and then release the steering button. Press spacebar to continue the check. Throttle, to military power. Press the wheel brakes fully and then increase throttle up to 100%. Do not release the brakes until this check is complete. Check as follows: engine acceleration, no more than 10 seconds to reach 100% RPM plus minus 1%. EGT, 800 degrees Celsius, plus minus 10%. Exhaust nozzle, between 1 and 3.5. Fuel flow, check. On the sim it's around 9,000 pounds per hour. Oil quantity, check it's around 3/4. Throttle, reduce slowly to idle, check for compressor stall. Throttle, advance again to military RPM, 100%. We will now perform a normal takeoff, throttle should be at military power. Release the wheel brakes. Throttle, advance to minimum afterburner, engagement is indicated by nozzle between 3.5 to 5. Rudder becomes effective at around 70 knots, release the nose wheel steering. Throttle, advance afterburner to maximum, nozzle increases to between 8 and 9. At around 165 knots, apply stick back pressure. Landing gear lever, up. Once the aircraft is airborne, retract the gear and check the green lights go out. The taxi and landing lights are automatically shut off when the gear is retracted. Do not exceed 260 knots with the gear extended. Wing flap lever, up. Do not retract below 260 knots. Throttle, as desired. Usually you would shut down the afterburner as soon as it is no longer needed, and check that the nozzle closes normally, but for this training you can leave the burner enabled, if you want to reach the mission goal quicker. You have reached 10,000 feet. Keep climbing until 30,000 is reached. You have reached 20,000 feet. This training will end after 30,000 is attained. Reached 30,000 feet. Good, this completes the taxi and takeoff training mission. On the next mission we will learn the visual landing procedure. Press spacebar to exit.